What's going on everyone? Welcome to today's video. Today I am going to be talking to you about supplements which you've never heard of or probably haven't heard of but should probably be taking. Now, this is not to say that you shouldn't have a healthy, balanced diet. These supplements give you that 2% extra advantage which overall adds up over time. The first supplement we're going to be talking about is Krill Oil, or I'll show you them actually. These little red oil tablets basically. So a lot of people take a fish oil supplement to get those omega-3 fatty acids. Now I personally like to take krill oil. Now the reason I take krill oil rather than fish oil is because there's a lot more added benefits to krill oil. So krill oil is actually from a little crustacean that lives in the bottom of the sea. There's absolutely loads of them. There's a lot less fish than there are crustaceans. So by sourcing your omega-3 from krill rather than fish, it's going to be a lot more renewable source. Now the next added benefit for krill oil is the fact that it contains a strong antioxidant in it called astaxanthin. I think I'm saying that right, astaxanthin. So this is what gives krill oil that red colour, is the astaxanthin, that strong, powerful antioxidant inside it, which is going to reduce overall inflammation in your body, which we don't want inflamed bodies, do we? We don't want that. And the third reason is because it has choline inside of it. Now choline is very, very important. It's not a vitamin or a mineral. It has a similar structure to vitamins and minerals. However, it is considered an essential nutrient, basically. Now, if we don't get enough choline in the diet, what this puts us at risk of is brain disorders in the future when we're older. So things like Parkinson's, dementia. No one wants dementia. No one wants to not be able to remember the fucking granddad's kids. Granddad's kids. Granddad's kids. Now, krill oil contains overall less EPA and DHA than what you'll find in the fish oil. However, these fatty acids are bound to a phospholipid. Now this means that it's absorbed a lot better in the body. Now, the next supplement we're going to be talking about is Ashwagandha. If you've never heard of Ashwagandha, it sounds a bit like Wakanda, the Black Panther. It's not from there, it's actually a herb from India. So it's a herb extract from India, that's all it is basically, but it has some absolutely magical powers to tell you. Ashwagandha, what it does is it helps lower cortisol levels. Now cortisol is the body's stress hormone. It's what you release when you're stressed, you feel anxious. Now ashwagandha has been shown in multiple studies with people who have anxiety to reduce their anxiety levels because of that reduction in cortisol. Now, when I like to take my ashwagandha is I take 500 milligrams, so 1 cap. This is from bulk powders. I'll take 500 milligrams, which is 1 cap, before bed, about 30 minutes before bed, along with another of my supplements, which I'll be telling you about. And I also take it post-workout if I've had a lot of pre-workout. So when you finish the gym, you've had a lot of pre-workout, because of that caffeine, the stimulatory effect of the caffeine, you're in a heightened sympathetic state. Now what ashwagandha does is puts you in a parasympathetic state by reducing those cortisol levels. The parasympathetic state, also known as the rest and digest state, so it allows you to digest food a lot better. If you're in the sympathetic state, because you've not got much blood flow to the digestive system, you're not going to digest the food as well, you're not going to absorb the nutrients in that food that you're eating. We're going to be talking about highly branched cyclic dextrin. Highly branched cyclic dextrin. Now what this is basically just a carb powder. However, it's not just a carb powder. It is a high quality carb powder compared to maltodextrin, dextrose, cheaper sources of carb powders. It's superior because of its high molecular weight and low osmolarity. Now what this basically means is it's going to draw less water into the stomach and it's going to pass through that digestive system like very, very easily. It's going to digest so well. Now with intra-workout carbohydrates, you need to be careful about what you pick because you don't want to be bloating during your workout. What happens when you work out is a thing called blood shunting. So when you work out, your muscles need the blood to deliver oxygen and nutrients to them. So blood goes away from your stomach, your digestive system, and gets pushed to the rest of the body, to the muscles that need it. So if you're consuming a carbohydrate powder, which requires a lot of blood, a lot of effort for your digestive system to digest that, you're going to get bloated, your pump won't be as good, your performance won't be as good. So make sure you pick a high quality carbohydrate powder if you're using one, like Cyclic Dextrin. This big 2.5 kilo bag from Bulk Powders, you can also get it off Amazon, you can get it off MyProtein, not sponsored by any of them, you can get it wherever you want, but that probably cost me about £35–40 I think, from Bulk Powders for 2.5 kilos. Now bearing in mind one serving is 30 grams, so that's almost 100 servings, so that's lasting me a while. So you can use student discount, throw your student discount on top of that, you'll get it even cheaper. So, the next supplement we're going to be talking about is magnesium biglycinate. It's got many bodily functions. It's literally just an essential mineral, just like sodium, potassium, zinc. Now, the reason this form of magnesium is superior to other forms like magnesium oxide, magnesium citrate. I once went into a supplement shop. This was before I knew anything about nutrition, in the market basically in my town where I live. And I basically asked this woman if she had magnesium biglycinate. She didn't have that form, and she gave me magnesium, I think it was either magnesium oxide or magnesium citrate. She basically said that it was the same thing, there wasn't much difference. Now obviously I've learned more about nutrition, educated myself, I'm at uni, my course is literally nutrition, that's what I study. I found out that magnesium biglycinate is actually the superior form, and the reason for this is because the magnesium is bonded to a glycine molecule. Glycine is an amino acid, which we get from protein. Because we're then taking them in at the same time, we absorb a lot more of that magnesium than what we would if magnesium was bonded to the oxygen or citric acid. I take my ashwagandha alongside my magnesium. The combination of those two helps me get to sleep a lot better. Now it's not like taking sleeping pills that will knock you out, or smoking a joint. It's not like that, it's more subtle basically, it's not as strong, it's a subtle effect that you'll notice. The final supplement we're going to be talking about is actually probably one you have heard of, but I think that absolutely everyone should be taking this supplement, and that is vitamin D. Especially if you live in England, you should definitely be taking this, whether you lift or whether you don't lift. Vitamin D is especially important for immune function and many other bodily functions, and the cost of it is very little compared to the benefit that you're going to get from taking vitamin D. Vitamin D is actually a fat-soluble vitamin, so we can store it in fat cells. However, the amount of sun we get in the summer is not enough to carry us through the winter, so we should probably definitely be supplementing with it throughout winter. That's going to be all for this video. If you're new to the channel, then subscribe. I want to hit 300 subscribers by the end of this month, hopefully. And if you're a naughty boy, I know you'll like the video. That's going to be all. See you later.